If you have been struggling to get sales from your design work or understanding what you really need to do to make money, I have the workshop for you. On September 23rd, I'm hosting my first ever Profitable Designer Workshop. This 1-day, 3-hour workshop is only $97, but I have a discount for all my podcast listeners. Go to carinagardnercourses.com/profit and put in the code podcast for $50 off. I can't wait to see you more profitable. Welcome to the Make and Design Podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life.
Hope you guys are having a marvelous, glorious day. Today we're going to talk about, is it hard to become a surface pattern designer? This is a tough one because the answer, of course, is, well, it depends. So generally, based on the answers I'm going to give today, I think you're going to kind of see some of the realistic things involved with becoming a surface pattern designer. And hopefully it helps you kind of get a clear view on whether it's something you want to go after or if there are some better ways to go about it. So first of all, let's talk about surface pattern design versus other kinds of design. You guys know I've never loved surface pattern design because it's basically someone who can create a design that repeats and it's on a flat surface. That's the basic going about the surface pattern type thing. So one thing that is so interesting to me is that in a lot of ways, by choosing this one little area of design, very often you miss out on being able to do everything else in the design world. And you're so specific, so niched down that you really are only good in a very few number of markets. So of course, one of them is contracts, right? So is it hard to get a contract? Well, how many people have contracts and how many people are in the surface pattern design world? Yeah, it's hard to get a contract. It's difficult. It takes time. It takes years. You have to have something special. Listen to my past episode about, the 3 ways to achieve your dreams, because at the end of the day, it takes so much work to get one of these. And this is the real kicker. You won't make that much money. I hear all the time people saying, I want to make this amount and this amount and this amount. And I'm like, well, then surface pattern design as a contract, like a fabric contract or a one-off contract with a stationery company is not going to make you that much money. Okay. So if the end goal is money and you thought it was through surface pattern design, I want you to kind of reevaluate and start thinking about that. So there's that area. Yeah, that's very difficult. Now, here's the caveat. I actually think it's very easy to become a surface pattern designer online. So there are some great marketplaces out there where you can sell what you're making in patterns and be able to make it because it's low barrier to entry. You have the ability to make what you actually are doing, so here's the thing. The marketplace doesn't lie. Okay. So if you're selling something online and you haven't sold any of it, then you need to become a better designer, right? Or you need to differentiate yourself or any number of things, right? If you are making money, then you're going to take the things that are making money, you're going to do more of that so that you can become more successful. So what I love is it's low barrier to entry, but there is so much potential there. First of all, about learning about yourself and really how good you are as a designer, what you need to do to up level, right? And it really allows you to see if you can make money online in the internet world. And the answer is usually yes. There are so many ways to do that. In fact, that is the main thing we teach our first years in Design Suite, because we know that if they can figure out a way to actually make money in the marketplaces, because the marketplaces don't lie, shops online don't lie. If you are not getting sales, we need to work on your design work, okay? So I know that it's easy to get into. It's everyone will say it's oversaturated, not for those who are actually doing the right number of designs a week, who are producing, who are getting stuff out there and becoming better designers, right? So I never get very worried about the oversaturated market that we always hear about, because it's a little bit of a lie, because so many people drop off. I hope you're not one of them that just drops off. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to take the realistic things I tell you in this podcast, and you are going to implement them and figure out ways to get better. Okay, now for those of you who really want to fast track it, who really want to understand the details of it, you'd come to a design boot camp, right? And for those of you who really want to make it, who want to be professional designers, who want to make six figures, you come into a program like mine, Design Suite, okay? Because we know that it takes true mentorship, it takes great coursework. And if you're a graphic designer, and I was a graphic designer, right? I still am. I have a Ph.D. in design, and I taught graphic designers. And I hear so often graphic designers say things like, well, I don't need your coursework, Carina, because I'm a graphic designer. And it is amazing to me that they don't understand that coursework in this industry, and for me, it's surface pattern design and crafting designers. Like, I like to cultivate those because those are the areas I know very, very well. If you wanted me to teach you website design, yeah, I could teach it to you. But I also know that this particular market is really fun to design for. It's so enjoyable. But again, here's the caveat. We've got to make sure we're doing the right things so that strategically we're doing what we need to do in order to make money in this realm, okay? So when I hear graphic designers say, oh, I don't need your coursework, I just need mentorship, I'm like, you have missed the whole point. We have 17 courses in my program for a reason. It's because it's all the stuff that's learned through experience, the right way to produce things, the right way to send things into creative directors, the right way to get a collection together. Those are things we do not teach in design school. Why? Because as professors, we are usually not practicing. And when I left being a professor and I practiced for 14 years, I got a good idea of what it actually took. And my coursework reflects that. I do not teach a semester-long typography class in my Design Suite program. I do not. Okay, that is a good base skill to have that we love teaching in graphic design school. But in my program, typography comes up in Dingbat Design Academy, where we're teaching you how to take illustrations and put them into fonts. It's coming up in virtual conferences, so we can talk about how fonts are really being created. It is more applicable, more hands-on, right? Because that's the information you need and the experience you need to move forward. We teach everything in theory at a university. In my program, we teach everything in real life. This is how it actually works. This is how it actually goes, okay? So that's what I'm interested in teaching. Now, let's see if I've answered my own question. Is it hard to make it as a surface designer? Is it difficult? It depends on what you're going after, okay? And one of the things I really like is those that really make it in the online spaces and figure out ways to make money. It is always easier for them to do the hardest thing, which is to get a contract. So are you doing everything in the right order? Make sure you're doing it in the right order, okay? Because very often I see people come out of like a 2-month design class and they've already started pitching. They are pitching themselves to get a contract to creative directors out there. And then they've come to me and they've said, well, I haven't gotten any bites. And I'm like, oh, it's because your design work isn't there yet. You've only been doing this for 6 months and you haven't even tested them in the online space to see if they're good. If they are not selling high in online marketplaces, then no creative director is going to take it. We are living in such a different world than even 10 years ago. 10 or 12 years ago, you might have been able to get a contract just because the design work was good. Now, so often, you have to have an audience so that they can utilize that, and they have to know that your artwork is good enough that people are going to buy it. If you guys knew, and I've talked about in Design Suite, what I'm seeing in my contracts that I didn't see 10 years ago, it is so different. The way manufacturers are going about making, buying, and taking on designers. It's just a different world. And we try to stay on top of that because by staying on top of it, we know what to tell our Design Suite members as they move forward. All right. Hopefully that helps. I hope I get to see some of you in a design boot camp coming up. We really try to pack in 5 days of great content so you understand and know the holes in your design business so that you can move forward. If you're brand new and just getting started in this is not to detract you. In fact, it's the opposite. My goal is for you to make the right decisions so that you can start making money sooner. Everybody else who's going after the pitching contracts, all the classes out there, they're telling you, okay, I'm going to teach you Illustrator, and then you are going to go get a contract. When it's nearly impossible to do so, I feel like all I want to do is tell you there are other ways to make money as a surface pattern designer or a craft designer, and there is so much money to be made out there. But we've got to have a shift in what is actually possible because we've gotten our head all like messed up about like what it is that we actually should be doing. All right, I hope that helps. I can't wait to see you guys soon.
Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.